Definitely tell that as an attack type. That balance mode is actually very, very aggressive as well. What is up, everyone? Today we got an epic guide just for you. Today we are looking at Zest Achilles from Takara Tomy. Alright, before we get going with this video, do be sure that you hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Alright, so a lot of people have already seen the unboxing of Zest Achilles, but a lot of people are also asking, what are the modes and how do you get to the modes? So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at all the modes for a complete guide to mastering Zest Achilles. Alright, so we're going to break down our Zest Achilles into our pieces. That way we can get a better understanding of how Zest Achilles works. Alright, and here is our Zest Achilles broken down into its parts. So the first thing we are going to cover is we're going to cover our Quattro Dash. So the Quattro Dash does have 4 modes on it. So you're going to have your attack mode, your defense mode, your stamina mode, as well as your balance mode. So if you look at your Quattro driver, the mode that has your rubber cap on there, nice flat rubber cap, that's going to be your attack mode. Now switch it, you just lift it up, put it down. So the next mode over, a nice metal plate that has a nice little point added to it. That point right there is going to be your stamina mode. So the mode that has the rubber on the outside and then the nice little plastic point right in the middle, now that one right there, this is your balance mode. So lifting it up once more, swapping it over to the final mode, the free spinning metal ball right there, that is your defense mode. So I set the Quattro Dash to the side. And now let's just look at Zest Achilles. So your right spin attack mode, it's gonna have your Zest blade with your Achilles blade. Get your DB core in there. Now we're gonna be doing low mode first because that's the default mode. And a lot of people are more familiar with the low mode. So your low mode, your armor ring goes on the bottom. Make sure you lock that in. Let's get your illegal disc on there. And lastly, let's get your Quattro Dash on there. So this is gonna be your right spin attack mode. So this is your default mode that comes with Zest Achilles. So in order to switch it to the next one, obviously you could just go to the driver and you can swap it over to whichever one. And there's 4 modes right there with your right spin attack mode. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to put our Zest blade on the bottom. So right there, put our core right back up on top. Again, keep it in low mode. And there we go. What you see right here with your Zest blade down at the bottom. Now this is going to be your right spin defense mode. So just to make that even better, to top it off, we're going to lift our Quattro driver up. We're going to go over to the free spinning metal ball right there. And that is your defense. So this is your full right spin defense mode. Alright, the next mode that we're going to go over, this is going to be your speed mode. So we're not going to be having your Zest blade at all. You get the core right on there. Again, keeping it in low mode for now. Lock that in. Once more. Get that illegal disc on. So this is your speed mode right here. Now again, we can put down whichever driver you want. Let's do the stamina type right there. So this is your speed mode. Alright, so now that we've gone over your low mode, we're now going to go over your high mode. So the high mode, we're going to start again with the right spin attack mode. So again, let's put down our Zest blade on there. But this time, instead of setting your DB core up on top, your DB core is going to go right on the bottom, just like that. And now we're going to put our armor ring up on top this time. So again, we're just going to lock it in just like normal. Once more, let's put our illegal disc on there. But let's switch out our modes once more. We're going to go back to attack mode. And again, your attack mode is right there. And again, your attack mode is a pure rubber tip. Let's get that on there now. And there you go. That is going to be your high mode, right spin attack mode, Zest Achilles right there. Now let's do the defense mode. As you guys have probably already now are getting the hang of it, which is going to be good. So put your Zest Blade on the bottom. Now your DB core on the bottom as well. Let's get that armor ring right up top. Lock that thing in there nice and tight. Illegal disc on. Again, let's just switch this out real quick. We're going to go to our defense mode. There we go. There is our high mode, defense mode. Now let's do our speed mode. Speed mode will be super simple. Same thing. Put your DB core right on bottom. That up on top. Lock that in. And there we go. We got our high mode, speed mode, Zest Achilles. So now everything that we had just done with your right spin, you could do that in your left spin as well. To do left spin, take your DB core and you should have a tool that looks a lot like this. Simple, easy tool to use is turn your DB core around, put that in there to where it locks in, and just give that a twist. Now our Zest Achilles is now going to be a left spinning bay. So first off, we're going to keep our Zest Achilles in right spin, attack mode, low mode as well. Keep that Quattro driver in the attack mode. Now let's throw him up against Chained Phoenix, an excellent defensive type bay. Also the bay that does come with your Zest Achilles when you purchase him. Definitely tell that is an attack type with how aggressive that is. Just like that is a burst finish on Zest Achilles. And look at that, a slow burst for Chained Phoenix. Whatever just happened, that was just awesome. Alright, now we're going to stick him in your right spin high mode. Right spin attack mode on your high mode. Now that Quattro driver just actually picks up speed well, and just look at that. The high mode, the energy layer isn't even touching Chained Phoenix. Chained Phoenix easily takes him down. So left spin defense mode, you're gonna have your Zest Blade right up on top of your Achilles blade. So this is gonna be your left spin defense mode. So let's put that driver, that Quattro driver, I'll switch him over to the defense driver, which is that free spinning metal bearing right there. And his defense mode is actually killer. Look at that. He is not losing any speed at all. That defensive mode on that Quattro driver mixed with that energy layer and Zest Blade combination, that defense is killer. Just look at that. Alright, keeping him in the defensive mode, we're going to now put it in the high mode. And just look at that. Being up in high mode, that energy layer from Zyfoot Excalibur wasn't even able to touch Zest Achilles. If you just look at that, just that height right there. That sword was completely missing it. And you have that Achilles blade right there, which is doing nothing but forcing him down into your illegal disc. So that combination is actually killer. So now we're in our left spin attack mode, but we're going to switch the Quattro driver to the balance mode, and let's just see how well the balance mode, see the difference with that balance and the regular attack mode. We're also going to put him up against another left spinning bay. We're going to put him up against Rage Longinus. Alright, and there they go. That balance mode is actually very, very aggressive as well. Just like that, in low mode, he still does take out Rage Longinus. Alright, so now we've completely removed the Zest Blade. Now we're going to enter into that speed mode. We're going to switch the Quattro driver over to the stamina mode, which is the metal tip. There's that stamina mode. But he is taking those hits very well in that speed mode and stamina mode from Savior Valkyrie. Savior Valkyrie should have the type advantage over him. And there it is. It does come to a draw. That stamina mode and that speed mode is actually pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, keeping him in the left spin mode as well as your speed mode, we're gonna change that Quattro driver to the attack mode. That way we can see just how powerful, if at all, that speed mode is. Again, we're gonna put him up against Ultimate Valkyrie. Just look how swift and fast he is. That speed mode is no joke. Now, he doesn't pack as much of a punch as he does when he has that Zest Blade on. But regardless, that was still epic. Alright, and there you guys have it. Zest Achilles, the complete guide on how to customize him. Now, of all these modes, definitely your right spin attack mode, as well as your left spin defense mode, is by far my favorite modes when it comes to Zest Achilles. However, one of the modes that did surprise me the most was the speed mode and the left spin attack mode as well. I did enjoy seeing that in action for myself. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, do be sure that you hit that subscribe button to help show support for this channel. Now, leave a comment in the comment section below on which of these modes is your favorite. And like always, have yourselves a great night.